So what we need to do is define a mechanism for having the pet get progressively more bored and hungry so that it keeps the user busy, because obviously they don't have enough to do. So I'm going to call this taking a turn, because each turn of the game is going to cause something to happen. So this one's not going to have anything other than self, and I'm going to have these decrease by a random number between 1 and 3 each turn. So what we're going to do is self dot int. What do we got going on? Hunger. Oh, you know what I didn't do? Didn't define those as self dot. I was wondering what was going on. Self dot boredom. There we go. Now I can access those. There it is. Minus equals random randint 1 and 3. Copy. Int boredom, same thing. So each turn, the animal will get progressively more bored and progressively more hungry. Okay, so that's good. Now we need to be able to feed the pet and play with the pet. Okay, so let's say feed pet, self, self dot int hunger plus equals 5. So every time we feed the pet, it'll go plus 5. Copy. And play pet will help its boredom. Okay, so we'll give a little feedback here. You fed self.str name. You played with self.str name. Oh, pet name. There we go. That's why it wasn't coming up. Pet name. All right. And print who knew a self dot type could do that. All right, so now we've got some stuff going on here. I also, the user has to know if the pet is hungry or bored. So let's do if self dot int hunger is less than 2, then actually let's go if it's less than 4, print your, let's say, we got to say the name here. So let's go str pet name is hungry. Okay, and str, let's say self dot int hunger is greater than 0, because we want to make sure that if it gets to 0, the pet dies of hunger, because that's part of this circle of life. has starved to death. Maybe that's a bit grim. Let's say has found an owner that will feed them. There we go. And then we got to do the same thing with boredom, right? Oops. That should be an elif. Self dot hunger is less than 1, because it could theoretically be less than 1 if they were hungry, and then they'd subtract 3. But that'll take care of it if it's less than 1. If it's not, then we do nothing. So let's copy that. And let's do the same thing with boredom. Boredom, boredom, and boredom. Okay, is so bored that will play. Has run away to find some fun. Okay. So now we're looking pretty good. We can do some things. We can play with our pets. So now we need to implement this class, right? So we would need some regular functions outside of the class. We'll just hide those because those are all black boxes now. Let's start with our usual okay, so we have a welcome user. Welcome to the pet store. All right. That's it for now. And then we will have set up a basic game loop. Okay. And we will have welcome user first. Then we will say str menu equals input. Okay, so we will print 1, adopt a pet, print 2, feed a pet, print play with a pet. Okay, so we're going to say if str menu equals 1, we're going to adopt a pet. So how do we adopt a pet? Well, we create an instance of clpet. So let's create a list that contains all our pets. Li pets, empty list. So when we adopt a pet, we are going to first ask what the pet should be named. So str name equals input What is the pet's name? And we're going to use that when we instantiate the class. So li pets dot append, and then we're going to use str name as the pet's name. Okay, so print, I'm going to add a fourth menu option here. It says check on pets. Okay, so let's go lf str menu. Right now I'm just going to do 1 and 4. Else print not a valid option, try again. All right, so we have for object pet in li pets. So we're going to go through each, when we check on the pets, we're going to just sort of report the status of each one. So print f string, we're going to go ob pet dot str pet name, and we'll say hunger ob pet or let's say it's int hunger, right? That's what we called those, I think. Let's make sure. Hunger and boredom, okay. Int hunger, boredom. We're going to say ob pet dot int boredom. Now this is going to highlight because it doesn't know what it's doing yet, but it should work just fine because those references should be good. So let's run this and see what we got here. We're going to adopt a pet. What's the pet's name? Sam. Let's check on the pets. Uh-oh. str object isn't up. Let's check on this. I did something goofy here. For ob pet and all pets. Oh, ha! That's because I made a list of strings. I didn't instantiate the object here. Sorry, my bad, CL pet. And we're going to give it the name. That was my bad. So now this will work. Let's run this again. Adopt a pet. Sam. Oh, I adopted a rabbit. Sam says hot hop. That's good. Let's adopt another pet. George. George says hi. He's a whale. Let's check on the pets now. Okay, so Sam and George have the same level of hunger and boredom. What I would need to do then is I would need to take a turn after each time I do something. So if I adopt a pet, it's going to trigger a turn for ob pet in li pets, ob pet, okay, take turn. There it is. So now it'll go through the list, and it'll trigger that take turn method, which will reduce their hunger and other rating. And I'm just actually going to put this inside my game loop. So each time I make a choice, it's going to trigger that. So now if I run that, I can adopt a pet, Sam. Sam is hungry and bored. So okay. Sam has a very short, maybe I should start him with a higher stat. This is where you sort of fine tune your games, right? But Sam ran away already. And what I can do is I could, during this method, I can take a turn and then I can check to see if any of the pets hit 0, and I can remove them from the list at that point. And then I don't have that pet anymore. So there's a lot of different things you could do here to play around with this. I am going to upload this code right now. And for your sandbox, what I'd like you to do is just spend some time making little modifications to this.